What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. MMA AJ's Corner. I've been away for a bit, as you can hear by my voice. I've been a bit ill. Throat's still a bit raspy. But I'm going to get into this. This is my predictions for the. I'd say it's a solid for possibly 5 out of 10 card, rating wise. I mean, we haven't had UFC for a while. The last card was okay. So, it's better than nothing, but at least we got UFC 311, which is going to be a banger. Is it 311? I think it is. Makachev, Sarukian, which is going to be a banger of a fight. So let's get into this. Selecki versus Nuro Aliyev, Joe Selecki. I mean, this guy's a heavy favourite. I don't know much about him. Salaki's an okay fighter, but I'm going to go with Aliyev. Next up, quite interesting. Victoria Dudakova, 8-1, a bit of a finisher, versus Fatima Klein, 6-1. Worldwide, Dudakova's rated 33, Fatima Klein rated 99, but she's a 900 favourite, so I am 100. If I can get the odds of 615, so 6 to 1 on Victoria Dudakova, if we learned anything from that Chinese bird that had a win in kickboxing over Shevchenko, you can never count your chickens or count your eggs, whatever the saying is. Because, I mean, the Morning Combat boys were so dismissive of her opponent. They were like, who is this victim? She's just some nobody chump who's in there to take a whooping. The Brazilian girl. Can't remember her name either. They're not too famous, either of them. She's just known from having a win over Valentina Shevchenko. And, man, she dusted her off. She hit her with that haymaker and just put her to sleep with a brutal choke. I mean, she probably could have knocked her out. She literally cleaned her clock with that punch and just put her to sleep. And it was beautiful. It was nice to see her celebration after with her coaches. It's nice to see an underdog who's just getting sent to a lamb to the slaughter, so to speak. It's nice to see him come up trump sometimes. So, do you know what? I'm going to pick Dudakova. I don't think you can put a woman as a 900 favourite. We should learn from Ronda Rousey and people like that. You cannot have a woman as that kind of a favourite, especially now in MMA. I mean, more so back then because the girls were so more. It was more like the UFC one version of women's fighting, whereas they were more like specialists. Now women are getting better all around. They're becoming MMA fighters rather than Ronda was a judo, Holly was a boxer, Misha was a wrestler, so on and so forth. Anyway, getting too deep into that, I'm going to do Dudakova. She'll probably get her ass whooped though. Magomed Gazagulov versus Bruno Lopez. I'm going to take Lopez by KO. Ernesta, Nicole, I don't even know who these women are, and I don't even care. I'm not even making a pick for that. I couldn't give a shit. Preston Parsons versus Jacoby Smith. I'm going to go with Jacoby Smith by decision. Thiago Moises, good to see Thiago back versus Trey Ogden. 100% Moises, unless he's shot to bits and way over there. How old's Moises? He's got to be like 36 or something now. Oh, he's 29. Seems like he's been. How long has he been in UFC? So fair play. He came off the Contender Series, so he hasn't been around as long as I was thinking. 7 years. I feel like he's been around longer than that. I think I always get him mixed up with. There's another Brazilian. I can't think who he is now, but I always get them both mixed up. I think the other guy's been around a bit longer. But I'm picking Moises. 29, man. He's been around. He's been in a lot of wars as well. Marco Tulio versus Iho Porteria. I mean, this guy's had 2 contender fights, which is never a good sign because it means he wasn't that impressed with your one in contender fight. By the looks of it, he beat Bulgari, had to go back, won by knockout in LFA, and came back and got a spinning back kick and punches. Yeah, that'll get you into UFC without a doubt. Versus Io Pateria, who's actually, I was looking at his record earlier, the guy's 2-5 in UFC now. I mean, light heavyweight is just. Oh, he's gone down to middleweight, is he? Well, either way, he was a light heavyweight, wasn't he? Because I'll never forget the fight he won against Shogun, but my God, no one's ever looked so bad with a first round finish. I mean, it was the shadow of the shell of the ghost of Shogun's past, and he was like struggling with him. Like Shogun, it was like for the last few years of his career, maybe even 4 or 5 years, it was like watching a china pot that was about to get smashed at any minute at the slightest tap. And I love Shogun. He like if you watched him in Pride, my God, him and Vanderlei was some of the most exciting fighters you will ever see. They don't have fighters. They just don't make fighters like that anymore. I guess the fighters are more skilled and technical, so you kind of can't be an axe murderer like Vanderlei anymore. But either way, those are exciting fights. Pateria is going to get smoked. I mean, yeah, Pateria is he's just a terrible fighter. I'm not even going to lie. Jose Johnson versus Felipe Bunes. I'm not too. What the earth is that on his head? I'm looking at the topology. Felipe Bunes has some weird stuff on his head. So he's 0-1 in UFC, 1-3 in ACA. Yeah, he doesn't seem up to much. And his opponent, 1-2. So I haven't seen this guy fight. Chad Anheliga, Asu Amabayev, Damon Blackshear. Oh, yeah, I have seen this guy fight. He got twisted by Damon Blackshear. Yeah, I've seen this guy fight. He's okay. Man, 16-9 versus 13-7. Flyweights, 132 in the world versus 67. Do I even give a crap? I'm going to go with Jose Johnson. Punahele Soriano versus Uros Medic. Now, this is the first decent fight of the card, in my opinion. Moises is good, but it's not a good fight. This is two good fighters, in my opinion. I think Soriano's fallen on hard times, but the guy can bang. Yeah, 4-4. Yeah, the guy can bang, though. Do you know what I mean? He's got some decent power. I'm gonna have to go with Uros Medic because 4-2 in UFC versus 4-4. Tim Means, yeah, that uppercut was nasty. I like Tim Means too. I think Tim Means retired after that. I'm pretty sure anyway. And Tim Means is a very, very, very good fighter. He's not elite, but God, he's just below that he's a very, very solid fighter. Tim Means always has been. He's sort of that Neil Magny of the lightweights. Even though I guess he's at welterweight now. Austin Bashi versus Christian Rodriguez. I was going to go with Rodriguez, but I'm going to have to go with Bashi. Undefeated young kid. I think he's going to come through and do something impressive. I mean, Rodriguez is good, but I mean, he made a big mistake against one of my favourite fighters ever, and he got choked out against Julian Erosa. Juicy J. I mean, Julian Erosa is so exciting. I'll never forget he beat the crap out of Paddy Pimblett, made him spew up and lost that fight. Cesar Almeida, the guy who's claimed to fame, his 3 fights versus Pereira, all went to decision. They're like 10 and 12 years ago, though, respectively. Or 8 and 10 years ago. They're all about 10 years ago and more. 1-1, lost 2. Respectable. But I guess Pereira was obviously a much different fighter 10 years ago. He was pretty fresh off the booze in them fights, so you can't really think too much of it. Versus Abdul Razak Hassan. I mean, Abdul's either going to take him out within the first couple of seconds, or Almeida's going to win and outpoint him or break him down. Man, how old's Almeida? He's 36. Yeah. I mean, Abdul Razak Hassan was going wild in his last fight, wasn't he? Until it got stopped against Brundage, who exposed Bo Nickel almost slightly anyway. But Cody Brundage is a better fighter than people think, and his record suggests. Man. 60-40 Almeida, but I'm going to go with Almeida. But if Razak Hassan blows him out in the first round, I wouldn't be surprised. If he doesn't get you out in the first round, though, he's not winning. He's 6-0 when he came to UFC, I guess, because he's 6-6 in UFC and a record of 12-6. Now, one of my favorite fighters of all time, a guy who should and could have been welterweight champion if the right things had happened at the right times. He was one of the baddest dudes to ever fight a welterweight that doesn't get enough respect. Santiago, put some goddamn respect on my name, Ponzinibbio. This should be the main event, and he should be fighting someone better than Carlston Harris. I think he's the first ever fighter from Guyana or something. Mozambique. That's his nickname, Mocambique. So is he from Mozambique? So it'd be stupid if he's not. Yeah, he's from Guyana, I was right. So where are you from Guyana? Why is your name Mocambique? I know it's not Mozambique, but either way. I'm sure this guy is a decision machine, isn't he? Half his wins by decision, some subs and 5 KOs, right? Chaos Williams. Oh, God, that was a brutal knockout, wasn't it? Chaos Williams, man. What's going on with that guy? I thought he was going to be a bit more in the rankings by now, but I guess it is what it is. I mean, yeah, Ponzinibbio is going to clean this guy out by a nice straight-up decision, possibly a late stoppage, but probably by decision. But he could take him out there because Ponzinibbio, he hasn't quite got the speed and the crack of the whip like he used to. But yeah, I see Ponzinibbio cruising to a nice victory, being technical, smart, using his veteran savvy, and whooping this boy all the way back to Guyana. Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Hebas. Man, this is just a battle of the booties. I mean, all we want to know is I want 7.5 minutes of Dern having Ribas against the cage with shoulder strikes and vice versa. We just want to see them holding each other against the cage with shoulder strikes and seeing that back end wobble, because these are two hearties. I mean, I can't even decide which one I prefer, but I'm gonna what's the odds? Oh, Dern's a slight underdog. What are they in their recent fights? Oh God, she is nice. She is a cutie pie. These Brazilian girls are just cute. 5'3", she dainty thing. She a tiny little thing. 7-4. So she's lost to Araujo, beat Barber, ground and pound, impressive. Pinheiro, she got wheel kicked and punched. And then she lost, she won by wheel kick and punch, and then lost to Nama Yunus. No shame in that, because Rose, on her day, can be the greatest female fighter of all time. I mean, the greatest losing performance in a brutal knockout I ever saw was her versus my God, I can't remember, I forgot her name. Her versus oh my God, the Tank, the Brazilian Tank. I can't believe her name's gone out of my head. She's like one of the most famous women fighters. But hold on a minute, this is doing my head in. I can't believe I've forgotten her name. That's just, I got such a brain fat going on right now. Oh my Lord, this is so irritating. Jessica Andrade. Fucking hell. Yeah, Andrade. From Team PRVT. See, I know who she is. The way she was moving and floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee before Andrade stamped her on her head, I think that was one of the most cruelest things from the MMA gods of all time, because I truly believe if that fight kept going, who knows what would have happened, but I think we were going to witness something special, something like a Hall of Fame worthy performance, a performance that would have been going down for the ages and would have really elevated women's MMA. Because, I mean, man, I just get chills thinking about it. The way she was floating about and moving in that fight until she got slammed on her head was just... And it was a mistake she made as well by, like DC said, by getting spiked on her head. She did the wrong thing. I can't remember the exact details, but she made a technical error, which got her slammed on her head. Either way, Dern, how's she been doing recently? Loss, win, loss. And against Lupita Godinez, decision, man. I was going to pick her, do you know what? I'm going to have to go with Hebas. I think she keeps it on the feet, and I think she beats her up. So that's about it. So yeah, thanks for anyone who watched. If you've got a little thought or a comment, drop me a like, drop me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Even if it's a diss or a bad comment, I'll accept it. I'll appreciate it. Thank you if you watched this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.